Hi there, and welcome to the Ajax Slow Loris Sanctuary. We're a small sanctuary located in Ajax, and we have a few lorises here. Our goal is to rehabilitate the ones that are able to get back into the wild, and if they're unable to give them the best life that we can here. They are primates. They're nocturnal. They range from Southeast Asia, Bangladesh, and Northeast India in the west to the Philippines. There are several types of lorises, such as the Bengal, the Cayenne River, and the Pygmy. They're related to the slender lorises of southern India and Sri Lanka. Their fur patterns are species dependent, so they can differ between each one. Their arms and legs are equal in length, and they have a long, flexible torso to maneuver around the trees that they live in. They have tiny little hands that are actually very strong and can grasp onto branches for long periods of time. They have capillaries in them that are special and allow them not to lose feeling in their hands. Another interesting fact about the slow loris is that they have a toxic bite, which is very rare for mammals. They have a gland in their arms, in their brachial gland, that's what it's called, and they lick it, and when it activates with their saliva, it can cause an allergic reaction and can be as severe as anaphylactic shock sometimes, but it usually just swells up and it's very painful. The slow loris, when it's moving, if it's threatened, it will freeze, and it can lunge sometimes. They are omnivores. They eat things such as small animals, lizards, insects, tree gum, and fruits, and other foliage within their environment. They eat a high-calorie diet, which we try to maintain here in captivity, and they also can actually eat things that are toxic to people, such as the glutabark. They're able to break down the toxins and digest the nutrients from it. They have small, tiny ears that are usually hidden by all their fur, and they have big eyes. Let me show you one of our lorises here. As you can see, they have really big eyes, and in their eyes is a reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum. They see in monochromatic color, which means they only see in one shade. The slow loris have 36 teeth, and their lower incisors and canines are actually procumbent, which means that they are down and facing out, which forms kind of a teeth comb, which they use for grooming, which is both a social behavior and to groom themselves and for grooming their young. They also have a very interesting thing, which is a tongue under their tongue called a sublingua, and it almost acts like a toothpick or toothbrush because it has serrated points on it that are made of keratin, and they're able to brush their teeth within it. Now, I'm going to take you to my coworker who has more information for you guys.
Hi. Here are some more interesting facts about the slow loris. The slow loris spends most of its time foraging at night alone. They have a very limited voice exchange, but they do have a friendly vocalization, which is called a kirk, and many of them will emit a growl or a low buzz when they are feeling bothered or in distress. It's been known that when females are in estrus, they will communicate their mating call in a very high-pitched rising tone. Male slow lorises are highly territorial and have been known to battle others over their territory. They will bite or lunge. Mostly they will avoid a conflict by freezing or staying still. They make virtually very little sound when they're moving through the trees, which helps them stay hidden from prey or predators or other lorises. The slow loris also communicates by scent marking with their urine, kind of the same way that dogs use urine to communicate messages between other dogs. Other facts about the slow loris, some conservation facts, is that the slow loris has now been listed on the endangered species list. There's numerous reasons as to why they've been listed. Most of them are man-made reasons. The number one reason so far is that the exotic pet trade has boomed, and many people find the slow loris to be a cute living creature or a toy-like creature. When in captivity, people don't know how to properly care for them. Here's an example from a YouTube video of the dangers of the exotic pet trade and people's general lack of knowledge about the slow loris. as you can see, there are many instances where their teeth are pulled out using pliers or clippers to avoid being bitten, which can cause, again, mild to severe allergic reactions. Due to viral videos, there's a popular one that has surfaced about a rice ball. They drive the pet trade and just increase the desire to own a pet loris. Another reason that they are becoming endangered is because of loss of habitat and deforestation due to human consumption of natural resources. And zoos and sanctuaries are trying our hardest to do our part in order to save the slow loris and provide sanctuaries for them. Because little is known about the slow loris, some zoos are struggling to understand how some of the hybrids reproduce and keeping their young to a mature age. And finally, another reason for the slow loris's decline in population is that there's a lot of folklore and traditional medicine that surrounds the slow loris. A lot of traditional beliefs in Asia believe that the slow loris has a lot of medicinal purposes and can cure up to 100 ailments, supposedly, and little is known about whether or not these ailments are a placebo effect or a real life cure. I'm just getting something in right now. One of my coworkers is saying that one of our slow lorises is pregnant and is about to go into delivery. So Selena, quick, let's
Pregnant right now?
let's go.
Let's do birth right now?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, this is so exciting! Follow me! Come on!
Oh my God! It's the baby loris.
Now, while I have you guys here, I'm going to talk about a little bit about handling. When it's full-grown loris, they are still able to be held with your hands, and if unfortunately they have no teeth, you are able to handle them without any protective gear, or if they're used to handling, you can handle them. But when it comes to cases where we're not sure we may be bitten, gloves are a great defense mechanism. Now, couple facts about slow loris pregnancy. They have up to 6 months gestation period. And when the babies are born, they can be left on a branch while the parents go get food, or they're carried around by one of the parents. They have small litters. They are very small when born, and the weaning period for a baby loris is 3 to 6 months. Now, they also have long gaps between each birthing period, so that causes them to not be as populated in the wild, which is also contributing to their endangerment with us as people doing things that shouldn't be done to them, and then they don't reproduce as fast as that could be better for them. One good thing though is they can live up to 20 years within captivity if they're well taken care of, and we strive to do that with all our lorises.
So here at the Ajax Slow Loris Sanctuary, we strive to provide a semi-natural environment for our slow lorises. Our enclosures are heavily supplied with branches, ropes, nesting boxes, wooden tunnels, and places to forage for their food as they would in the wild. If we take a little look over here, we can see 2 slow lorises, a mother and her baby. Some enrichment ideas for feeding them in their enclosures are bananas that are heavily supplemented with grubs and insects that are cut into it and hung around our enclosures. Or if you see over here, we have some of our enrichment ideas that for the slow loris to forage is to stuff pine cones with bananas and other delicious foods that they like into the pine cone, so that they have to work a little bit harder to get that banana paste or mash out of it. Another enrichment idea that we do is we have banana leaves and bundles of grass or grass clippings, and we insert them into our branches, as well as we sometimes drill holes in some of our wooden tunnels and put mealworms in there so that they can find and eat them. And one of their favorite things to do is to play with ice cubes with grass clippings and banana leaves frozen inside. They get quite a kick out of the slippery texture of it and the coldness in their mouth. It's quite funny to see. Unfortunately, they are quite content with their bananas and pine cones. If you take a little look, again.
Thank you so much for visiting us here at the Ajax Low Loris Sanctuary. If you give a visit to our website, you're able to make some donations towards the conservation of these animals, or you could even adopt one of our lorises, adopt them, and help just support the movement and spread the word and help us to save these amazing creatures. And we hope you have an amazing day. Thank you. Bye.